Okay, it is 9:20 a.m. Tuesday, December the 28th, 2021, and I took a quick look. I wasn't able to find anything, at least I wasn't, any OTC runners or anything looking nice over the past few days, but I'm going to focus on these stocks right here, and they're going to be morning panic balance plays minus ABQQ. I like to see this one continue to uptrend and not just be something that just spikes for one day. That would be super ideal. And this one is a listed stock, but I just want to watch it because in theory it's like a listed stock pump, and I just want to see what this one can do over time. I'll take another look perhaps, but this is what I have at the moment, and maybe we'll have some morning panic bounce plays, maybe not, but I'll keep an eye on it. Alright, it is 9:45, and the chart is kind of messed up because they had, I guess, a bad print or maybe somebody with a horrible market order. But this thing, I don't mind missing this one right here. This was like a 932. I guess actually no, a 931 bounce. I don't mind this part at all because this was kind of, a little too quick and not at a really ideal point. But it was having a nice uptrend anyway from this 21.4 level to 22.4, and then I was watching it very closely for like a turnaround and maybe something that can turn around and test near the bottom of the panic bottom, and that's exactly what we had. But I unfortunately was an idiot and I had this thing right here, the freaking sell, and that really sucks because I had everything in place, and the moment when it was time to really be in the order, I believe I had it. Was a canceled order that happened a little later, but I was in theory right in this 21.3 level where I could have been in, and I had it at freaking sell instead of buy. Just a tiny misclick, right? And that costed me because when I tried to place an order, it said, hey, wait, what are you trying to do? You're trying to sell shares you don't have? You're trying to short or something? So I had to, go back, change the buy, place an order, and at that point it was too late, and it, really sucks because this was something that I could have been a part of. Even like maybe a sell into the highs at 23.7 because of the fact that you could have done a trend line from the corner here to this corner of the ticker, and it followed it very nicely. I would probably be selling right here, even if it maybe catches its breath and maybe uptrends, perhaps less crazy as it was right here. But I feel pretty bad that I missed that setup, and it just feels pretty stupid. And I don't want to trade like the rest of the day and maybe do some stupid trade because I missed this pretty obvious winning trade here, and you know it just really sucks. I have a lot of work to catch up with on my business, and I might just dedicate this day to just really finishing all of the orders, making sure everything is good to go, and I'm right at I'm flat. So I might just do that, just catch up with a whole bunch of orders and make sure everything is caught up. Then to maybe stick around, and then maybe I do some stupid boneheaded trade because I'm not in the best mood because I just missed a really obvious setup, and it wasn't even going to be a large size either. It was going to be just this tiny freaking 500 share position, which in this case, let's just see what that would equal to exactly. Right, that would just be $100 position. That's so dumb. I'm also kind of triggered in that, when I am profitable in a setup, I just barely make anything because I'm trading so small. So, it seems a bit crazy, but I might actually be interested at this point because, even though maybe the next 95 trades, they're all going to be losers, right? I feel like I'm going to, actually consider trading a much higher dollar risk level. I might maybe do something like, instead of in this case was just a 500 share position, $5 risk, maybe I'll move it up. If it looks really ideal, maybe I can go up to $50 because it just feels dumb to be just making $1 or losing $1 or making 49 pennies. It just seems so dumb. But I feel like I've traded morning panic bounce plays and setups like this enough of times to, consider trading something larger. And I know it's probably going to happen that I'm going to have one that I trade large, and of course that one doesn't work out, but it just seems so dumb. So I'm going to try to turn this negative into a positive, and maybe in the next setup I can be more profitable, and perhaps I can trade a larger size. I don't necessarily want to buy AABB for a bounce. If it downtrends from here, I might consider it, but it'll probably be a little more gradual, so I'll have to take that into consideration. But besides that, if that doesn't happen, then I probably just won't trade the rest of the day or be looking at stocks, and I'll just work on my business. And as for SBES, it didn't really have like a nice clean drop or like a panic, so no trade there. But yeah, that's what I have in mind. And we do have this one uptrending. The volume isn't there, but if it keeps uptrending, maybe it can be a morning panic bounce play setup in the future. This one's uptrending too, a little bit of a sketchy sub penny, but it can do something nice. And no interest in trading ILUS, even though it looks like a panic, right? It's just not nice when you look at a daily chart. So yeah, that's what I have for right now. I'll watch AABB for maybe a bounce. But really just really disappointed with myself that I so stupidly, boneheadedly just, was not able to get in a trade for that reason. And I could, do much better than that. And then I don't want to, be in a trade, next time, and then that one doesn't work. It just seems like, it's I don't know, just bad luck. And I'm gonna look past it, and I will be considering trading larger, just because I feel like I've done this enough times that I can, be able to trade with more money. And maybe I end up losing or gaining a lot. I just feel like I at least qualify to trade with more money, because I just have that much more experience trading the same pattern for several months now. So that's what I have in at least into consideration right now. Okay, it is 10:12, and I didn't watch this a little too much. I was busy doing other things, and I don't like the way it kind of got here. It wasn't looking that nice, so I never considered a buy anyway. And even if I were to have considered a buy, maybe at 216 or something like that, or maybe 2186, I don't like how close VWAP is to this range right here, which means maybe it isn't going to have a lot of move towards the upside. It would have to break it, and it could totally do it, but it might just try to catch a breath here and then maybe uptrend later. I just don't like the way this is looking. I'm really happy now that I, screwed up and, I had the freaking sell thing instead of a buy, because I think that woke me up. I think, maybe I'll regret it, but, after so many trades, I think, I that was like a very important wake up call, just to just not trade such small positions, after so much experience. So that's what I have in mind. This might be the last recording before I end it, so we'll see what this one does over time. But I'm gonna start working on my business. I just don't want to, be in a, like not in the best mental state, and then, trade something dumb and, oversized, and then just really be in trouble. So I'm just gonna take the day to just really think things over. And I'll make another recording when the market is closed, unless I happen to find something. But it would have to be really nice for me to consider something. But yeah, that's totally fine. I think that's a good lesson. And yeah, I'll just change that negative into a positive. Alright, it is 10:45. I have one trade, and I thought if I'm going to trade this, I'm going to at least not trade a lot of shares, because I know I don't have the best mindset at the moment. So I stuck with 500 shares, which is a tiny position with AABB, and I was in at 1040, which was right here, this candle. It looked like it was trying to hold, this 17s level. I was watching it here, but I didn't like how I was trading. It kind of broke under, and this one was a bit more in favor, and I was in it for that reason at 1040. It just looks like it was going to turn around there, and I was right. It did turn around, but not much. I sold my first 200 shares at 1846, which was right about here at 1041, which was this green candle right here, 1846. Pretty nice sell. 200 more shares were sold at 18.1 because it wasn't starting to look that nice anymore. There was a lot of people dumping their shares, and unfortunately I had 100 shares left, and I tried to place an order, and I gave it, in theory, a lot of time for it to make a move, but there was just probably too many orders going on at the same time, so it took a good while before my order got executed to sell the last 100 shares, and I got executed at 10:43 ultimately at the 7.2 level, 17.2. I still ended up being profitable from this trade, but just like a very small amount, because I did have to sell 100 shares at 17.2, but at least I sold the others a lot higher than my entry. And I guess when it comes to setups like this that are super crazy, I mean, this is reminding me of DPLS. This DPLS will do moves like this. You just have to kind of like do things ahead of time, but it's not that bad. I'm glad I ended up profitable from this, and maybe the turnaround is going to be at 16, but I know I don't have the best mindset to just be trying things again and again. It is way under EMA 4. Maybe it'll play off of this level, who knows, but eventually it's going to try to find a bottom somewhere. I might try to retackle it later, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to at least stick to a very small, whatever, a $5 risk level. And tomorrow, I think I'll have a new mindset, and I'll be able to trade, I think, larger, and just be a lot more prepared. But I can't just ignore a really clean setup like this, so for that reason, I had to take that trade there. But again, I didn't trade a large position because I know I might not be at the best state right now. I'll be watching it. I don't mind if I miss it. I gotta go and pick up some bags of ice anyway, but yeah, I'll keep watching this. Okay, it is 11:31 a.m. This is gonna be the last recording before the market close for sure, because I'm pretty much have to catch up, and I gotta go to the garage and do a whole bunch of work, and I think I'm almost done packaging everything before they get dropped off and shipped and everything. But as for AABB here, I did trade it one more time, and that was at 10:53. This scary candle right here, really bouncing off of the 14s with a lot of volume, and the level 2 just showed that maybe there was a higher probability that it was going to turn around. So with the thing that I learned here, I was a little more conservative on this trade. I got out much quicker because of the fact there might be a delay getting out of a position, and for that reason I again played it conservatively. I was in at, what was my limit, 15.15, so right here, 15.15, 10.53, right about here. Oh, you could have gotten the 14s, like the low 14s. Well, sure, but I wanted to see a little bit of a confirmation in that it was able to break past 15. As you can see here, it kind of choked under 15, choked at 15. So here, when it kind of broke out of 15, it looked like, even though I might not get the best entry, it could have been in the 14s. I think the risk was much better, risk reward, because of the fact that it was able to break out of 15. So then if I get in at 15, in theory, and the way this thing trades very quickly, and then placing orders takes a long time to execute, I thought, okay, if it breaks out of 15 like it is here, I'll be in, and if it breaks back under 15, well, maybe I'm gonna get out, because then it might try to head back to the 14s, and I don't want to then have a bad entry price in the 15s, and then it's in the 14s, and then what if it breaks 14? That would be a pretty bad percent loss. So that was my idea there at 10.53. I sold 100 shares, 10.54. This one actually got executed second. This one right here, this 400 sell order, got executed first. This one was just sitting there. I was ready to place another order, but 1054 I was out, at 15.6. In theory, that's when I placed the order, or maybe that's when it got executed. I'm pretty sure it was, I guess, within the same minutes. But yeah, 1054 I was out 100 shares, and that was my best sell at 15.6, so right about here. And then the last 400 shares was out at 15.49. And yeah, it did get a bit higher. I mean, it got to 16, but it was just so scary the way it was trading. I just wanted to, play it extra conservatively. Again, with the way this one was, very hard to get in and out. Not in necessarily, but it was definitely hard to get out. Your orders would sit there for a moment. So after that, I was gone. It did make a higher low here. This would have been a lot less stressful to trade, 15 to 69. And at this point, I'm just going to leave it alone. Maybe it tries to head towards VWAP. Maybe it'll downtrend. Maybe it'll just consolidate. Who knows? But that's all I have there. That was another trade. Again, 500 shares. But tomorrow, I think I might consider trading larger. But I'm glad that I participated. I probably would have felt worse if I didn't trade this at all, even with, just 500 shares. Okay, it is 7:48 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. I think I'm up like $2 whopping and 25 cents. I think I'll be ready tomorrow. If the setup is there, if the setup is clean, of course, and everything looks like something I've been, trading constantly for, I don't know, at least 6 months. If not, definitely since February not last year, but this year. So it's been a pretty long while that I've been trying to get really good at morning panic balance play setups. And yeah, I think tomorrow, if I see a really good setup, I'll not trade just tiny, if it's like the previous trades, those are liquid, not too ideal, just breakouts or something I'm not really, that interested in trading. I'll probably will stick to a small $5 risk level, but something like this, which is maybe not exactly a morning panic bounce play, but definitely a panic bounce play setup, I'll consider trading a much larger position size. I think I'll be ready tomorrow at least to try to implement something like that. And again, just stick to a $5 risk level on all the other random setups, or maybe not really ideal setups. This was a very nice move with AABB. This is like a tsunami type stock that had a huge panic, and I forgot all about that, the tsunami type panic stocks, when a stock is down so much, such an incredible move towards the downside that around 11 a.m. a lot of them try to do some kind of reversal, and this one was something that made a move from 15 to 18. But I think next time, at least I hope next time, when I can get something like this to trade some kind of price action, I'll be much more ready, and I'll be trading larger as well. I had two trades, one at 1040, which was this move right here. I missed this one, I believe. No, this one, which really pissed me off. That was really dumb. Especially how small I was trying to trade with anyway. I need to be just better than that. I think starting tomorrow I can just really refine things and just I guess even perhaps trade it more seriously. Just something that I've been working towards for a really long time, and then to just show up at that point, right there at that trade. I think I can do a lot better. And I, hope to God maybe tomorrow and forward I can really start to really capitalize on those type of setups. But I did try this move right here. I was profitable, but, I had one sell that was unfortunately at this 17.2 level, because there was just a delay, from when you place an order to getting executed, which is fine. I would like it on Fidelity if after I sell a partial position, all of this doesn't disappear, it stays the same, the quantity that I have updates, so then I don't have to type everything again. But I should just learn to be a bit quicker there, and I should have just played it more conservatively, which is what I did on the next setup, which was at 1054. I actually got my entry at 1053, which ended up being this candle right here. At the time it was just too scary, but I like this move right here and how the volume was overall fading, and it made a nice move towards VWAP. And it actually broke VWAP, which was impressive because a lot of these don't really do that. Maybe I should try to see if I can find another, stock like that, just to show an example and to really show that it's not something, random. Let's see if I can find something similar. This one isn't that bad. It is a big tsunami, panic. As you can see, this one never got to VWAP. And this was a trade I took with VTZI there. Maybe another one that rings. Another one that I remember was NSAV. This one was an uptrending move. Maybe this? No. Although this was pretty bad too. This is like when it opened, I think like 80% down on the day or something crazy like that. But what I'm trying to say is that this is not something, abnormal. These type of tsunami, panic setups. Let's see if I can maybe find one more example where I can find something like that. Maybe going further back in time. Maybe something like this. This one is very similar to TGGI. I saw this later. This is a super nice move right here. And I don't know if I would have been in or not, perhaps because it did kind of like try to bounce and then it came back and then it bounced and then it kind of came back. I could have maybe have been in something like this, but I wasn't there when it happened. But this was a pretty incredible move. I was just not even on my computer when this thing was happening. But yeah, a lot of work, a lot of things I need to keep getting better with, but I'm going to consider definitely, at least with something like AABB, if I can get another one of these. Ideally I trade it a lot better and also trade with larger size. I really want to focus on that. And yep, that's all I have for today.